And we are recording.
That's a good one. I didn't expect that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Well,
good
I
one,
was going
Linda.
to say live, but we're technically not live if we're recording, right?
No. Well, we are alive and live right now from where we are recording, but yeah, we're recording.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, we are trying something new today. We're going to do a premiere, and we thought
Yeah.
that we would record this and see how it goes. And if we liked it, it might be something we do on occasion. We do miss the live chats though, but well, we want to try everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying something new.
trying something new. So let's see. What do we have in the news today? Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah, where do we
do we even want to talk about the news? I'm not.
who else was I don't know. I mean, we're talking about, US news and stuff, but
Oh,
apparently that news has been spreading everywhere.
yes,
I've been A lot of us have been glued to the TV the past week,
yes.
kind
24,
of.
24/7 kind of.
Literally seven. It's been a long week.
So
Well,
what happened this week? Well, we had the election,
yeah.
and we had that, and we are
Yes, we
still
did.
technically in the election. We do have,
Right?
well, they're still counting,
I
and I
know.
know they're having
Uh,
recounts and they're having
mm, mm,
things going on,
mhm.
but I want to know what happened
Yeah.
to Alaska. Why are they still not even done yet? I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
we're on recounts or too close or this or that, but what
The
happened in
memes have
Alaska?
been killing me. The memes have been killing me. Not killing me, like I was dying laughing at somebody. I've never been to Alaska.
Okay.
There are a lot of states that I have not visited, but there was this meme. Somebody said, well, what's wrong with, I mean, what's going on with our counting? There's like five people and two polar bears. Like, how much counting can there be?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
is
my
it I
god.
can understand some of the other states just having millions of votes, but and they were complaining about Nevada, but what's going on in Alaska? Is it
I
like
don't
too much
know.
snow? I'm not sure.
Maybe, though, maybe it's snow season right now,
I,
or something.
I
They
don't
have to
know.
get their dogs to do their thing,
I don't know.
to get the vote somewhere.
I'm just
I'm not even talking about Alaska right now. I mean, that's just, we love all the states, yay. No, but what I mean is there's this, what was it? A long time ago, a good couple years ago, there was this commercial. I think, what was it? Oh gosh, some phone carrier here, at least in Chicagoland area. There was this little boy. He's like, they're showing the commercial. It says there's a little boy on the phone that who says, "Grandma, Grandma, I know how to count," and he goes like, one, two, and then he goes back, one. I
oh,
was
how
dying. It was,
cute.
cute for the little boy, but I'm thinking, did
Not
they
for
mix up the?
Alaska. Okay, not for
No,
Alaska. I mean, th-
no.
they've been making so much fun of Nevada, but there's not a peep about Alaska. So we're sorry if there's any Alaskan people listening.
Some states are like, okay, let's just get it over
Yeah,
with. There you go, boom.
there we go. And but Alaska is
I don't
just
know
like,
how. No, I'm kind of laughing, but now I was like nervous, like, oh my god.
mm,
Like, I get it. They're saying they want to be accurate.
and that's fine.
Cool. It's
That's
fine.
you know
But then
I
I have that boy in my mind who keeps counting, who
oh
keeps telling grandma that he can count. And it's like, there was something about, you can be on your phone for whatever carrier it was, where you didn't have to count your minutes. You can have your grandson counting to 100 and he
okay.
forgets where he's at. And gosh,
Well, the memes are really
stressful.
good right now because they keep putting Count Dracula from Sesame Street all over the place. Like he can probably count faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even gonna
we need to
attempt that.
hire him, right? Let's see. The bigger news, sad news, Alex Trebek
Hmm.
dies at 80 from pancreatic
Yeah.
cancer. He was the Jeopardy hero. I mean, everybody that
Yes.
watches Jeopardy knows him, and he did announce that he had this a couple years ago, and he made it through this long.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have a family member that passed away from pancreatic cancer, and still there's still no cure. So let's all
Yeah.
hope that soon they'll find something for that. The other news was we're having record high COVID US and worldwide. So hopefully,
Yep.
maybe somebody can curb that so we can all go to Con of Thrones. That's what my
Right.
dream is, or anywhere.
Linda,
Yeah, yeah,
vacationing, right? No, I'm not
yeah,
laughing. I'm like, we
yeah.
everybody has their thing that they're, that's trying to get them. They're thinking about, okay, this is my thing. I'm looking ahead, and obviously, jobs
Mm-hmm.
and to being able to meet your family when you go. But some people, yeah, it is. We are living in very stressful times. So for a lot of us, for many of us, it's we want to have something to break away from that craziness, and that includes vacation.
Yes. So yeah, let's just hope that we'll all make it a Con of Thrones at least for a drink, because I'm kind of needing one. The last news is the Johnny Depp news. He was released from Fantastic Beasts. I guess there was two
Mhm.
more. I'm sorry about the cat, you guys. Kit Kat is running around here. Released from Fantastic Beasts, the next two movies, but his what is it? Was it his girlfriend or his wife? The
I
one.
thought it was his wife.
Yeah, she's not been released from Aquaman. So there's a big
Hmm.
feud going on about that. I'm not going to get into it because I don't know enough. I just know that he did record. He sued the British tabloids, and he lost. So
Hmm.
now, I guess Fantastic Beasts is going to release him. I'm not really happy because I think both of them should go if
Hmm.
until something comes out of this. I don't think it's really fair. But that's not for me to say. I'm not a judge, and I'm not. I don't have all the information. I just have the gossip that we all have.
Yeah.
So there's that. And want to give a shout out to Tony, Tone. He likes to be called Tone. I always like to call him Tony because I think Tony's cuter. But
Hmm.
Teflon TV, he did shout us out on his stream the other
Oh,
night.
nice.
I want to thank
I,
him.
I keep mixing those I don't know what is up with YouTube. I was so upset.
Mm.
And I'm not getting any notifications, and people have not sent me anything. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants to send me anything.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. No,
they
I'm just
forgot
saying
about you.
they forgot about me. Poor me. But
poor,
I'm missing all the
poor me.
fun.
Yeah, but he did shout us out the other night, and that was really really kind of him. And he was saying that we had a really nice stream and everything. I just
Oh,
want to
that's
I
awesome.
just want to say thank you, Tone. Even though I do like Tony better, I know, but Tony's cuter. So that's it's
We
cute.
really
Tone
appreciate it.
Tone sounds so tough and so New York, and I'm not from New York. I'm from California, so we're into calling you Kenny, Jimmy,
Oh my.
Tony. We like those cute surfer California surfer names. So
Nice. Now
yeah,
you're making me feel like, I want to go to, you said surfer. I'm thinking beach and nice weather, and here we
yes.
have winter coming.
Yeah, we still have nice weather, even though it did snow in Big Bear today or last
Ooh.
night, which is a destination for everyone who likes to play in the snow. But down here, I don't know, it's still sunny. It's beautiful. Yeah, you could still wear shorts out. So I mean, to me, yeah, it got to 67, so I was freezing. So that's constitutes cold for me. So anyway, we wanted to talk about The Undoing today, right?
Yay, that is an amazing series. You told me about it before, and last time, and I finally got a chance to actually catch up to all that stuff. But we're going to
Okay.
be talking about part of it,
Yeah,
just to make sure, right?
yeah, we talked about The Undoing last time, but let's kind of recap over episode 1, The
Mhm.
Undoing. So, of course we have the Fraser family, which is Jonathan, Grace, and Henry. And
Mm-hmm.
they seem like a great family, right?
Yeah, they're
Privilege, good
New York,
job.
right? Is it New York? What city is that? What am
Um,
I missed?
oh gosh, I didn't
I
even
don't
pay
know.
attention.
I thought it was New York. I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe.
Yeah,
But they're privileged. They have money. Uh,
it's not an issue for them.
the son's going to private school,
Yep.
reared
So
in school.
she's a psychologist. No,
Psychiatrist,
psychiatrist.
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, psychiatrist or psychologist. I didn't pay attention to that. She counsels people, and he's
Yeah,
an oncology doctor. Wow.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we see her with a few of her clients, a few of her patients, and I. But did anyone notice that sings the opening song to the
I did not
series?
notice that.
Yeah, that's her, and I'm assuming the little girl that they are showing in the credits is her as a child. That's what I'm assuming because of the red
Yeah, she's so
curly
cute with
hair.
those
She's
red
really
curls.
cute.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if there's something going on with that, but that's for another
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
Yep.
And then we have her group of her friends, right? We have her other rich mommies that show up
Yep.
at the school, and what goes on? They get together for a benefit planning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, a woman with a baby, Elena, shows up, and she's
Yep.
very out of place. She doesn't
Yep.
quite belong there. She's kind of
Yep.
shy, or
I
something.
don't know if she's shy per se,
Okay.
because the way she definitely doesn't fit in, but there's
Mm-hmm.
something about her. She doesn't seem intimidated by them to
Mm-hmm.
me. It didn't. It seemed like, I mean, the way she was just because she had a baby with her,
Yes.
and she didn't look like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for being here with the baby,
Oh, can you
for bringing the baby. She was
you
like
just
right
keep
there.
can you just keep talking for 1 second? I have my dog wants to go outside. So
Oh yeah, sure.
okay.
No, that's okay. So yeah, the way she is, the way the women were there, they may definitely were trying to, or trying not to make her feel too welcomed over there. The way they talked about her before, and then the way they were quiet when she was kind of approaching them. But what she did, what this woman did, and good for her,
Mm-hmm.
she just started breastfeeding like right in front of them, like just popped the boob out and like, there you go, it's my kids lunchtime. And the women were like, oh my god, like, oh,
But
like,
Grace
what are you
tried to be
doing?
nice to her, didn't
Oh
she?
yes, she was very welcoming from the moment she saw her.
Mm-hmm.
Even before that, even before she saw her,
Yeah.
she was nice. But the other woman, like, oh, like, I think they were making, like, trying to make her feel like she's some kind of a peasant. Like, oh, like breastfeeding, that's so below me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what, haven't they done
Mm-hmm.
that? What, do they have nannies? Like,
Oh, I
wet
guess.
nurses. Well,
Yeah,
nannies,
I
yeah,
get.
but
I
like they
don't
have like,
know about that, but they probably do. I mean,
oh,
I
do
wouldn't put it.
nannies,
I
yes, but
wouldn't.
they looked at her like as if
Yeah.
like, what are you doing with your breast? I'm thinking, my first thought was like, what, did they not only had nannies but wet nurses that they gave their babies to, or they just bottle fed? Like, they made it so like not okay. That was very weird.
Um, I'm
But
sorry. My
also that's okay. But also at the same time, this woman, I forgot her name, with the baby, she
Elena.
really didn't.
Elena.
Yeah, Elena, she didn't give a damn. Like, okay, here I am. Here is my boob, perfect.
But
Like it was said, perfect boob and my perfect baby, and I'm feeding this baby, and I don't
mm-hmm.
give a damn. What do you
But
think about? So
did
yeah.
did you notice that when she was at the table holding the baby, that she kept trying to like turn a little bit so that Grace would see the child? Did
Oh
you
yeah.
did I noticed that right away? Like she did.
I thought it was because she kind of noticed Grace being nice to her, but that's a
Mm-hmm.
different thing. 'Cause that was my thing. Like, oh, she was getting closer to Grace
Mm-hmm.
for that reason, and apparently that was not the reason.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and then we have that, and she really wanted to be a part of it and everything. And I get that. She was, what did they call her? A scholarship mom. So
Yes.
her child is going there through a scholarship, through
Hmm.
donations, which this benefit is part of, right? This
Yeah.
upcoming benefit.
Yeah.
So, then also, Grace runs into her at the gym, right?
Yes, she does, and she definitely runs, or no, she runs into Grace, face on, or Grace's face into her body almost. Like that lady, she's gorgeous,
Oh, she's
and she
beautiful,
definitely is
right?
not hiding it. Like, birthday
Well,
suit and all.
I kind of almost thought that maybe Elena had a crush on Grace, because that's what it feels to me.
Hmm.
And but she did seem a little out of sorts. But I was
Oh yeah.
kind of like, she's just stressed. She's not wealthy.
But let's say this way. Okay, you go to a gym with your friends,
Yeah.
or not even with your friends. You just go there. I don't know. I'm sure there are different women out there, but and I just don't see myself stripping naked and
Mm-hmm.
walking in a locker room completely naked, not
Mm-hmm.
even a towel in my hand. And I don't mean like, okay, I'm gonna quickly take this off, put my clothes on, like, oh my god, nobody see me, No, no, no.
Mm.
She literally was walking naked, no underwear, no
Mm-hmm.
bra, no undies, nothing, just
Yeah.
about a foot away from Grace. Grace was sitting, and Elena was standing up, so she had between, her face was between her boobs and her hips, like a foot away, and talk like, first of all, space, personal space,
Mm-hmm.
and come on. So, but what I thought about that was, what is like when people flash other people, like, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
people, that happens. It's about showing power. Like, I'm not afraid. This is
Right.
me.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Because she's not
you,
vulnerable,
yeah,
but her attitude seemed vulnerable, even though her actions were not,
exactly.
which
That's the thing.
was kind of a mixed
Uh-huh.
signal to me. So anyway,
Yeah.
we get to the benefit now. And everyone's there, everyone's having a nice time. Jonathan's there, all the friends, they're all kind
Mhm.
of gathered there.
Mhm.
And who do they see but Elena across the room with all these men, just like, oh, just giving her attention.
Yeah.
There's all
But
around
she
her.
looked like kind of, she didn't like it, right? It's not like, oh hey, I'm here
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. She was kind of looking down to the side and looking at Grace and like trying to not look at the men, or she wasn't even looking at those men.
And
But they
she
were like
was
warming her.
gorgeous.
Oh
Boy,
yeah.
oh boy. And
Hmm.
but the other moms kind of noticed, like, yeah, okay. And one of them says, she's like kind of looking at you. And Grace, like,
Yeah,
really?
Grace. Hmm.
What do you mean?
And
Like,
she was,
and
from what
she
Grace thought.
was. And I just think that Elena has an obsession with her right now. And maybe she likes Grace. Grace is attractive and
Which
wealthy.
you later see that, right? Because
Yeah, and
a
I'm
couple
just
moments
like,
later.
maybe she does like her. So then, of course, we come to the, basically, the end of this whole episode
Hmm.
one, where the Elena's son, older
Well,
son.
before that, she actually, Elena kisses her in the elevator.
Oh, I'm sorry, we missed the part. Yeah, where they're together
Yep.
and Elena's
Right
crying.
after, right
Elena's
after
crying. Yeah,
that,
upset.
that's at that, what do you call it? At that, fundraiser. That's
Yes.
where Elena and Grace kind of meet up in the bathroom, just talk,
Yes.
and Elena's crying and
Mm-hmm.
this and not everybody is so bad over there,
Yeah,
Grace
yeah,
says,
yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
elevator thing, and Grace is nice to her, trying to give her chauffeur to
Mm-hmm.
take Elena home, and Elena just like plants one on her, like, damn,
Yeah.
right on the lips.
Yep. And
So we're like, okay,
but
that's nice.
her makeup's all messed up, and she just looks like she just went through
Yeah.
World War II. And and maybe, like I said, she postpartum with the baby. We don't know
Hmm.
what's going on with her, but she's troubled for some reason. And she kind of like, maybe she's like tagging along with Grace, like, because Grace is a psychiatrist. Grace
Mm-hmm.
seems very calm and nice and kind and sympathetic and empathetic to her at the fundraiser meeting. And maybe she feels that that could be her friend, like that's somebody she could trust, right?
Yep.
So then I'm just going to kind of skip through the rest and go to where Elena's son is like, where's mom? And, she's working and this and that. And so what happens with Elena's son?
Well, obviously he sees, the mother,
Yes.
Elena, dead, but not
Mm-hmm.
just dead. I mean, her face is a pancake, a little pancake.
Yeah, and there's blood everywhere, and he's just in shock. And I mean, for you're a little boy, and you see your mom dead because he did ask if she was at the studio working. So obviously she's an
Mm-hmm.
artist of some sort.
Yep.
He goes over there, and it's just like, oh my gosh, my heart broke for this little
Mm-hmm.
boy.
Shock.
Yes, and we basically kind of leave it there. There's a little bit of whispers and stuff like that. We have uh, Lily, that's Grace's friend, call her and say, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, did you hear what happened? No, what happened? What happened?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, Elena was found murdered, and all the stuff, and on and on." And so we basically kind of end the episode here where it's like, okay, we have a murdered woman, and
Mm-hmm.
amongst this these rich families and everything, right? So
Yeah.
now we want to kind of move on to episode 2, the missing. Oh,
Yep.
but there was
Yes.
one important part of
Mm-hmm.
episode 1 I forgot. When she's trying to call Jonathan, Grace, and
Yep.
she hears the phone somewhere. She's
Yes.
digging around and finds it hidden in the drawer.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be in the conference,
Mm-hmm. In Cleveland, I think.
somewhere. Yeah, and it turns out that he left his phone,
He
and
left
it's
his
like,
phone.
she kept calling
Mm-hmm.
the whole different hotels, and
Yeah.
like, which hotel, this hotel, that hotel. He did say which hotel it was, and then she kept calling the hotels,
Yeah.
and
And she knew it was like the Hyatt or something, but she didn't know which
mhm,
one. So she's going down and calling, but she's very stressed. I noticed that
yeah.
they really put the camera on her eyes. Her eyes
I
are
mean,
just
isn't
like,
that stressful? You're trying to
yeah,
call your loved one, and all you hear is silence, and it's building, and you're like, okay, maybe this one,
yeah,
no, and then you die more, and
yeah,
maybe this one, no, he's not there, not there, not there, and
yeah.
like, oh my god, and then she got one
She
right.
got one, and a woman answered. So
Really?
automatically, her face and voice say,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, he's
It was
got
a
a
relief, and not a
mistress."
relief
Yeah.
that, okay, he's answering, but who, like, somebody answered, like, wait a minute, was this woman,
Yes.
right? But then turns out
Turns
that it's not
out
him.
it's not him. So when we end there and we start up episode 2 with kind of a flashback on that, kind of
Hmm.
a continuance that it wasn't Jonathan that answered the phone, and that was a whole nother couple. He just happened to have the same name, and
Hmm.
so now oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. I'm sorry,
No,
you
it's
guys.
cute. It's cute, kitty.
Yeah. So we have these detectives.
Hmm.
We have to go into these detectives. Oh, let me put my cat away. Go ahead.
It's fine.
Talk about our really
Detectives.
cute
Oh my gosh.
detective from
Oh, cute, but
Gone Girl. Yeah.
yes, they were cute, but they were assholes. At one, so cute guy, but just an asshole to her. But maybe that was his, that's how he's supposed to be. That's how he's supposed to behave. But he was giving her a lot of, I guess, grief about the questions she was not answering, treating her like she was hiding something right away. But apparently, that's just the approach detectives have, to be an a-hole to whoever they meet. Although, I guess that's their line of job, I guess. Um, for people who are hiding things from them. So they drill her for information,
Mm-hmm.
stress the heck out of her,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point, was it in this one where they tell her what's going on?
Well, at first, they ask her, where were you? Where's your husband? Um, you know, and just kind of in general, but she can't find Jonathan. And
Mm.
so, this murder is all over in the news. She asked her son too, did your dad say anything to you? And she's like, oh, he came in, said goodbye, gave me a kiss. And she's like, does he do that normally? And, Henry is like, no, not really. But, he's kind of backing dad up. He's like, he maybe doesn't have internet, maybe this, maybe that. And all on. And the murder is all over in the news right now. So everyone's kind of talking about this. And I see the detectives at the school, and Grace looks up and sees them, and she just like leaves like really quickly. She's
Mhm.
very nervous, which leads me to believe that she could be guilty of something, right? But
Yeah,
but I
strange
also
behavior.
noticed that when she was with her patients, the one couple, the
Mm-hmm.
two men, and her gaze zeroed in on their holding hands. Did you notice that? Like
Yep.
it
They were
was,
holding each other.
yeah. And I was even like fixated on it to where I barely knew what they were saying. Because
Mhm.
she's staring, I'm staring, the camera's staring. I'm like, what is that? I wonder if that means something to all of us. Maybe later down the road. But she goes to the hospital and she talks to. Well, actually, she looks through the glass and she sees
Mhm.
Jonathan, right?
Yep.
And but as he turns, it's not Jonathan. She thought
Yep.
it was Jonathan. But then she goes in, talks to the Dr. Stewart, and is like, have you heard from Jonathan? And he's like, no. And he's like kind of trying to get away, and she's like, well, he went to the conference, and he's like, what conference? And she's like, the oncology in Cleveland. And he's like, well, I don't know anything about that, but I can't
Mhm.
talk. I can't talk
I'm
right
not
now.
at liberty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm under. There's strict terms and everything, and she's just like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And he's like,
Mhm.
I gotta go. I gotta go. And I thought, okay, there's something going on there,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So the cops finally kind of catch up to Grace, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to talk to you. Can we go outside? And I'm thinking outside like on the porch, but they're talking like outside at the station.
Exactly. Yep.
And they start grilling her again. Are you hiding your husband?
Mhm.
Where is he? What's going on? Is he at your apartment? And she's like, no, he's at a conference, and he's not, at the apartment.
Yeah.
And then they say, well, what about his phone? And she says, well, I found it, but and the other cop, they always do the
Yeah.
good cop, bad cop, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
well, why didn't you tell us? She said, you didn't ask me where his phone
Yep.
was. You asked me
They're
where.
trying to be psychological with the psychologist.
With
Not a good idea.
yeah, exactly. So they end up telling her, your husband hasn't worked for like 3 months.
Mhm.
And she's like, what? And they
Mhm.
go on to say, because he had an incident with a patient's family member. And she's like, do you want to know the name? She's like, no. She's starting to cry. She's like,
Yep.
I don't want to know. I don't. But what do? They tell her anyway that it's Elena. Because
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A-holes. They know what
mm-hmm.
they're doing.
Well, because he treated her son for cancer. And so whatever this misgiving is with this family member, must be
Yep.
her. And now Grace is just flipping out, right? Just
Yep.
flipping out. I mean, then we also have Grace's dad, Franklin, right? And
Yes.
he's telling her, get a lawyer. And she's like, no, I can take care of myself. And he's like, lawyer up, you can't, you think you can handle everything and all this stuff. And she's like, no, I'll be fine. I'll call you later. I'll talk to you
Yeah.
later. And so basically, dad is like, okay, well, I want you and Henry to stay here, sleep over here. And she's like, okay, but let me go home and get some stuff. Get some clothes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens at the apartment?
Oh, which part?
When she gets home and she's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden she starts digging around through the desk, through Jonathan's.
Oh, lovely. The perfume,
Oh my gosh. But
the
she's,
scarf.
yeah. But when she
Mm-hmm.
smells that perfume, what happens? She has this flashback of
Yes.
Elena. She's standing there in front of her in the gym shower, and she's just smelling her like,
I think that was
oh,
the kiss. Wasn't it the kiss at the in the elevator, or was it something different? Hmm.
well,
Mm-hmm.
I've already seen so many episodes, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to mix them up. I thought
Yeah.
it was when she got really close to her. It could be the elevator, it could be the gym, but it was somewhere where she was
Mm-hmm.
very close to her face, and she could smell that perfume. Now, but here was my question: was it
Yeah.
perfume or was it cologne? Is it Jonathan's cologne or is it Elena's perfume that was
That was
hidden there?
Yeah, that was very tricky because I did the bottle could have been both, but for a
Right.
second it reminded me of a men's cologne. The
Yes.
shape of the bottle, it
Yes.
wasn't girly girly, but again, there are perfumes that are
Yes.
just
Well, there.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a question that was, is that is that Jonathan's cologne or was that
Mm-hmm.
Elena's perfume? Because would
Very.
she have had that perfume on her, or
That's
does
when it
yeah?
flashback was. That's when she smelled the perfume, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it was, that scent. That's when I remember see like the flashback from my memory. What I'm recalling was the when they kissed when she was so close to her. Or no, when Elena kissed her, because it wasn't the kiss. She was just basically kissed, and she just didn't punch her for that.
But
She
but
just,
but was that her perfume that she was smelling, or was that she was smelling Jonathan on Elena?
I
Hmm.
wonder if that's the thing, because
Mm-hmm.
if when they first kissed
Right.
in the elevator, well, when Elena kissed Grace in the elevator, obviously we saw her being kind of like, oh, okay, what just happened? That's kind of, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know why. She
Right.
could have been like, okay, I smell him on you,
Yes.
versus you are a woman and I have a husband, which means I technically, you should think that I am, I'm not into women,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, and you're here kissing me.
Yes.
So that's kind of a shocker to Grace
Right.
to have been kissed. So
Um.
that was my assumption, but she might have been, like you said, like, I smell my husband on you. What's
Yeah, we
going
don't.
on?
Yeah, we don't know, right? We're not really sure. And the scarf. I wasn't sure if it was like a scarf that was belonged to Elena, or was that a scarf that Jonathan, like, I don't know, was he gonna bring it as a gift? We don't quite know what those items were yet. Like, was he just hiding them? Was that a gift to
Hmm.
Jonathan? Was that a handkerchief? We
Yeah,
kind of don't know, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um. Okay, so then Lily, which is Grace's friend, calls
She's
calls
also a
up
lawyer.
Grace. Well, Grace goes to the school, and the principal is like, you need to leave. We're gonna take care of your son and all this. I think I'm kind of skipping parts. I'm sorry, and not in order. But she's like, why? What's going on? What's going on? And they're like, don't worry, we're gonna take care of your son and everything, but you just need to leave. And her friend Lily comes over and says, okay, come on, come with me, come with me. They go to a diner,
Hmm.
and Lily starts telling her, well, I didn't want to say anything, but your husband hired me because
Hmm.
of that lawsuit. And I thought you knew, but I couldn't say anything because I'm a lawyer. And Grace is just in shock again because not only did she
Yep.
find out her husband wasn't working, now her husband got a lawyer for this ordeal with Elena. And Lily knows. Lily's known this whole time, and no one's
She
told.
said nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she couldn't, but still, I was getting
Yeah.
a little mixed vibes, and she's just like, maybe you ought to leave for a while, and also, Dad Franklin says maybe you guys got to go to the beach house, right? Like, just get out of
Mm-hmm.
town, and Lily says, yeah, you need to get out because once it explodes, it's just gonna just be everywhere.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
Grace doesn't really want to do that, right? Grace is like, I can, she's really reluctant. She doesn't really want to go. She wants to know where Jonathan is, but she doesn't want to just leave town. What,
Yep.
what is her thing with this stubbornness that she has?
I was very much surprised to see, first of all, that she didn't want a lawyer. She
Mm-hmm.
should know better. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to pay for the lawyer. Her dad is paying for the lawyer too, so it's not like, okay, I have no money. It's
Right.
just somebody's paying for the, and she's just not having it. She's just not listening.
Yeah, yeah. Like she can take care of any situation that comes along, right? So going back to episode 1, and here's number 2. Episode 1, I was very convinced that Jonathan was guilty because looking at
Mm-hmm.
all the different things, it was very clear that Elena was like stalking Grace, but I think to get to Jonathan. Okay, so I'm like, okay, Jonathan's guilty. Episode 2, now they flipped it where Grace really did look surprised, and but but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time I'm kind of like, yeah, but Grace, you're kind of looking guilty now to me. Like I don't know. I on these mystery type shows or books, I always pick each episode. I'm going to pick a different person. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
going I'm going to pick somebody else. So right now, I'm like, maybe Grace is really the guilty one, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. There's a twist because we are only talking about one and two, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at the end of 2, Grace reluctantly, with her son, goes to the beach house, right?
Yeah.
And she's out there, thinking, and she's depressed and sad. She doesn't know where Jonathan is. And her son is like, let's go home. Why do we need to be here? And she kind of sees a shadow by the rocks.
Uh-huh.
And she kind of looks up and there's nothing there. She's imagining somebody was there.
Yeah, she has a lot. She had that before too. I think, is it in this one or in the next one, where she kind of looks around and she sees Elena kind of like being, you know,
Well,
yeah.
I've noticed that she keeps having flashbacks of things. Now, I don't know if it's her imagination. Her imagination is like
Mm-hmm.
thinking, overthinking, and seeing these scenes played out. Okay, like
Okay.
she's imagining, oh my gosh, this is what happened with her, because obviously she wasn't there when Elena's son found the body, but she's thinking of these scenes in her head.
Yeah.
She can't get rid of them. So technically, like, she's just like, her imagination's like, oh my gosh, like she sees the little boy find his mother, and she's seeing these like little scenes, like, um and she just can't get them out of her head. Like, it's like everything that's happening, she's seeing all of this stuff in her mind, right? So
Yeah, she's completely messed up
yeah.
emotionally as a psycho or whatever. She's a professional. Not
Yes.
that professionals don't go through trauma like that, but yeah, she is not holding it well
Yeah.
together. Like literally having hallucinations or whatever you call it of things. Like she is not just thinking about like, oh, I'm thinking and I'm just sitting
Mm-hmm.
there like emotionally dying inside. She literally like, and oh my God, and oh my God, here, like Jesus, lady, you see that shit everywhere right now.
Right. And then she goes into the house, and she's eating, and somebody's watching her from upstairs, and she sort of looks up, and it's not like, she has that creepy feeling that someone's watching me, right?
Yeah.
So okay, there's that. Then she goes to bed, and she starts hearing noises in the house. So now I'm starting to think it's a ghost story, okay, like a haunted house.
Uh, oh,
And
great.
she gets up and she checks her son, and she just keeps hearing this creaking, and I'm scared too, cuz I'm like, it's
Yeah.
probably, I'm thinking already it's probably Jonathan, but um why isn't Jonathan making himself known, right? I mean,
Right. I thought at first I'm thinking, okay, he's dead. Somebody killed him. He's
yeah,
not even actually, he's being framed for something they can't find. They found the body, but they cannot find the person who maybe have killed
right.
that woman.
So she goes out into the front porch and sleeps out there like a guard dog. She's like,
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be here. And then all of a sudden, a hand over her mouth, and
Yep.
it's Jonathan. Shh, shh. Don't scream, don't scream. I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her. And she's all crazed and everything. And he's like, don't scream, okay? So he's like, look. Oh, and got to go backwards a little bit. The police are saying, when you find Jonathan, you need to tell us where he is. And she was kind of
Yeah,
like,
to show that she's cooperating.
yeah, and she's like, I don't know if he did it. I don't know, and
Yeah.
maybe, but at this point, the cops kind of scared her enough to where she's like, yeah, I'm afraid of you, and what have you done? But she's also knowing that her husband had an affair, right? Possible.
Yeah, because the cops tell her that when they search her house, they were grabbing all different things, and one of the things was what was it, a comb or a brush, and they say that it's also for paternity
Yeah,
test.
DNA and everything. So she's freaking out. She's just freaking out, and of course Henry wants to see Jonathan, and Jonathan wants to see his son, and she's just freaked out, and he's like, I know I made a mistake and everything, but I did not kill her. And she just doesn't know who to believe. Like, do I believe the cops? Do I believe you? Do I believe my thoughts? Um,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, Henry comes out, and Jonathan goes, and he's hugging his son. And boy, Grace grabs that phone. I'm being attacked. I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death. I'm scared
Yeah.
for my life. Cops, you need to get over here. Like right now. He's here. I'm afraid. And we basically end right there. And so
Yep.
I'm, going back, and Grace is going back and forth too, isn't she? Like, oh God, he did it. No, he didn't. He can't do it because she defended him. He's a good,
Yeah.
warm human being. He's a doctor for oncology for children. He's a cancer doctor for children, and there's no
Yes.
way he could be like this. But then again, he had an affair with Elena, and of course, Elena's following her around, and
Yes.
maybe Jonathan was afraid that Elena was going to spill the beans and say, yeah, I've been having an affair with your husband. And Jonathan did not want to lose Grace. So there's always that Jonathan did it, but then, maybe he didn't, because there's the husband. Elena's got
Yes.
a husband. And they're investigating the husband, and the women all talked about that
Mm-hmm.
the husband always does it. It's always the husband. And
Versus it's always the butler.
yeah, right.
They had to twist it around.
Yeah, but I watch
Yeah.
enough Dateline, and I read enough true crime that the husband, the spouse, or the wife, or your person, the spouse, or the
Mm-hmm.
person that you're with, they're
Are usually the one.
investigated the first and the most.
Uh,
They are usually the number one suspect, and even if they are done with their investigation, they always keep the partner on the list because
mm-hmm.
of domestic violence, insurance money. There's all kinds of things why
Yes.
they do, but they always leave them at the top. And then, of course, from there, they go down into did they have another partner? Were there several partners? Were there more people involved in this? And
Mm-hmm.
now we're finding out possibly that the child could be Jonathan's. And that's
Yes.
why I had noticed in episode one, Elena was really trying to like want Grace to see the baby's face. Like, did it
Mm-hmm.
resemble Jonathan? Because Grace had no clue. Grace wasn't like even paying
Yeah.
attention to that period. She was just smiling, trying to be nice and everything like that.
Yes.
So we will talk about episode 3 and 4 next time, but we just kind of wanted to go over these two in a premiere today. Hopefully everything works out. I'm really sorry
All right.
if the premiere doesn't work out the way we wanted. We're doing this kind of as a test, I know,
Yes.
but we will be in the chat, and we hope that you guys are all watching, and we hope that you enjoyed this premiere. I've been dying to try it since it started up, what, a year ago? Didn't they start doing premieres like a
I'm
little
not
more than a year
sure.
ago? Year and a half
The
ago, maybe?
premieres, it's difficult for me to kind of remember now because it's different on OBS and this. But premieres are fun if you have like videos to release, and you can not just be talking like we're recording right now, but you can be in a chat.
Yes.
And if you're really bored, you can talk to yourself in the
Yes,
chat.
yes. And we were considering just doing a recording, but then we wouldn't have the chat. So we didn't want to just have a
Yeah.
recording where everybody couldn't participate. And like I said, we're just trying this out because we want to try different things, since both LMR and I are sharing this Let's Chat on each other's channel. We want to have all kinds of ways in case I start traveling. Okay.
Exactly.
Or something happens that one of us,
Can't make it at that time or
yeah, we can't
something. You
make it
can.
because we have an important thing to
This would
do.
be the test run to
Yeah.
see how things go.
And I think it's really, really nice. And I think we are going to end it here. And
Yeah.
please, if anyone is liking the Undoing, we're going to finish all the way through. But if anyone can give
Yeah.
us other shows to do, we will do them. There's a few others that are coming up. There's going to be the murder Mission Beach murder, Mission
Mm,
Beach murder, I
okay.
think. And that's a limited series. It's a son that's investigating the murder of his mother. So I'm kind of excited to see that, or anything else that anyone else
Mhm.
has to uh, would like to recommend. We'll look at it and we'll watch it and we'll talk about it. I still want to talk about the Umbrella Academy because no one does. I'm the only the only I'm like the only fan. Um, but whatever. Please give us,
Recommendations are
yes,
very welcome.
please, and we're here to talk with you guys. But
Yes.
I want to say thank you to my partner in crime, LMR, Living My
My
Rhapsody,
pleasure, as
which
always.
whichever you want to say. And me, I am looking for a new name for my channel because people are having a hard time finding
Ooh.
it. So
Oh,
I'm
maybe suggestions would be nice.
yes, something with the R. If you can give me a word that starts with R, I'm going to be changing the R to rambunctious or random or ready or rhinoceros. I don't care. If somebody give me something,
Nice.
or I'll add a word after R just so that my channel's easier to find. But thank you everybody, and thank you
Thanks,
Elmar
everyone.
so much. We will talk
Thanks,
to you
Linda.
soon. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.